Good morning, Kelly.
Good
I'm
morning, Lisa. How are you today?
I'm great, and I welcome you to my Lisa Albanowski's Business Forum. I am a real estate broker with Signature Premier Properties, and I am so happy to have Kelly Schumacher with me today. She is a fabulous individual, and she'll tell you all about her business. She's with State Farm. She has her own agency. And Kelly, if we can get this started, why don't you introduce yourself and describe your business a little bit?
Absolutely. Thank you, Lisa. So my name is Kelly Schumacher, like Lisa said. Like you said, I own a State Farm agency. The very unique thing about a State Farm agency is that we are privately owned insurance offices, but we are backed by the number one insurance company in the country. State Farm is, in my opinion, the very best of the best as when it comes to insurance products. We're a full service insurance office offering all lines of insurance. So, in addition to the auto and renters and homeowners policies that everybody is familiar with, we have the umbrella policies, personal article policies, a full line of business insurance products for all of your small business insurance owner needs. We have life insurance, supplemental health insurance products. And recently we had a partnership with US Bank. So we offer the full portfolio of US Bank products as well.
Wow, that is a mouthful.
Yeah.
So what's interesting is that a lot of people, I think, might not know that you're individually owned offices.
Mhm.
People look at the name State Farm and they might think it's you know, not independently owned, right? So that's an interesting point that you made, as well as some of these other products. So I know my home is insured with State Farm and you're my agent. So
And thank you. Thank you
yeah,
for being a customer.
absolutely. And the point is, I didn't realize even today, as we're talking about the array of products that you offer. So it's not just homeowners or auto, it's a whole array of things. So maybe you can talk a little bit about the things that people don't know that State Farm would offer.
Absolutely. So like I said, the basic things that people would generally come to us for, but I like to say that we are really the only stop that you need to make for insurance, because if you have, a need for increased liability, we have umbrella policies. If you have high value items in your home, collections, antiques, jewelry, even wine collections, we have separate standalone policies to cover those. Most companies have endorsements for those on the homeowners, so you would have to have the homeowners as well, but we have separate standalone policies for those. So we also, like I said, have business insurance, a full line of insurance products for businesses. That ranges from your general liability, your building insurance coverage, all of your commercial auto needs, non-owned auto policies for businesses, and as well as key person life insurance policies. So that
Life
if you have a
insurance.
small, yeah, if you have a small family-owned business and the owner of the business were to pass away, the key person policy provides funding to the business. The beneficiary is the business itself, so that that business can stay running until they find another person to take the place of the person who passed away. We offer group life insurance policies for your employees. So we really do, like I said, have the whole gamut of insurance. We have supplemental health insurance policies, such as hospital indemnity, short-term and long-term disability policies. Most people aren't aware of that. And we also have pet insurance now.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So that's really, really, really great to know, Kelly. What made you and what was the decision maker for you that got you involved or interested in insurance and opening up an agency?
Okay, absolutely. I would have to say I'm going to go back a long time. When I was 12, this is not, what triggered me to want to be in insurance, but later on, this is what kind of the full circle moment for me. When I was 12, our house burned down,
Mhm.
and we had nowhere to live. The insurance, we lived with my grandparents. The insurance that they had on the house was not adequate to repair it, and it left us homeless for years. My grandparents never in their lifetime financially recovered from that. Everybody who lived in the home was completely displaced. They had no guidance or assistance at all from the insurance company. So fast forward, I started working for State Farm in an agency management office in my early 20s. I would see these agents come in every day, and they would stand up in these meetings and tell stories about how these agents went out to a customer's home in the middle of the night during a house fire to help them get set up in a hotel, to help them figure everything out. They walked them and guided them through the entire process. And that's when it clicked with me that I wanted to be able to provide that service to other people that these agents were providing, because it took me back to when I was 12 and we were left with nothing as a result of that. So I knew that insurance can be different. It can be very personalized, and you do need that communication to make it work.
Wow, Kelly, that is a story that is, I guess, the catalyst that drove you to help people this way. Wow.
Absolutely. It was definitely that kind of light bulb moment for me, that I really wanted to help people overcome really what my family wasn't able to.
Isn't it interesting that something in our lives trigger what we become or what we want to be? And
Mhm.
I think that if we all find our passion and our destiny that's deep rooted, right, we're able to serve people the best possible way, right? And
Absolutely.
that's what you're explaining. It's interesting. So where is your agency? Can you tell us?
Absolutely. So we actually just moved my agency. We were in the village of Huntington, but now we're still in Huntington on East Jericho Turnpike. A little bit more centrally located for people who are coming, a little from a little bit more south, a little more central island. We're accessible to everybody. But I like to say my office is wherever the customer is, because of new technology, new capabilities. I'm able to sit down with a customer like I'm sitting down with you right now and have these conversations, really personalize things for them, get to know my customers without them having to come into the office.
So the world has become very virtual in essence, right?
It has.
And it's not really necessary to have a brick and mortar these days for a service like you have or I have, right? Because
Absolutely. Mhm.
because we're doing things through paper trails and personal conversations, and the technology has made it so easy, which is a fabulous thing today, especially for people who maybe can't get around, who can't come out, right? It makes you're going to them, so to speak.
Absolutely.
What's your most memorable customer experience? Can you give us an example of that?
Yeah, I think my most memorable customer experience would be since I opened my agency, and that is the first life insurance claim that I handled. So, with the understanding, a life insurance claim is being put in when somebody passes away. So you are handling with immediately after the situation, um, everything that happens involving a life insurance policy. So my first claim that I had was a situation where I was hand delivering a check to our customer's daughter. Um, and it was very impactful for me because when I went to her home, she had quit her job to take care of her mother who was on hospice care. The downstairs of her home had turned into essentially like a makeshift assisted living facility. All of the equipment was still there. It was so soon after the death that none of that had even been taken out. And she broke down in tears, sad and relieved tears, because she had a life insurance policy in place. The mother did. She was not aware of that policy being in place, and it covered the final expenses and helped her to get back on her feet a little bit. So that to me was just very impactful and made me realize why I chose this career all over again. Aside from, helping people with home claims, auto claims, things like that, you're helping people at the most traumatizing points in their life, losing a loved one.
Impactful story with great results for the individual, that she
Mm.
didn't even know that the mother had an insurance policy. And often that happens where, people are the caregiver and they're so involved in the day to day, they don't know a lot about what the outcome is going to be, and they're
Mm.
struggling a lot of times to pay those expenses. And what a relief that must have been.
Absolutely. It was like I said, it was very impactful to go there and just and experience that with her.
Yep. Well, great service for you, and great service for the people who you serve. And that's terrific, Kelly. Um, is there anything exciting or new going on with your, well, of course you moved, so that's exciting and
Mhm.
you have a new location. Is there anything that State Farm has recently brought to the forefront that you might want to tell about? I mean, I didn't know about all these other products, but is there something new that they've taken on?
So I would say State Farm has always been very, I shouldn't say State Farm, the insurance and financial industry as a whole, it's very challenging to find compliant methods of communication with customers outside of the in-person or on the phone. So State Farm has a system called Good Neighbor Connect, which is like our own Zoom that allows us to have conversations like this with a customer. Like I said before, it allows me to have my office really anywhere where the customer is. I can meet with them virtually, anywhere. For myself, I am licensed in New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, and Pennsylvania. There's not many agents who have the state licensing, to that extent. So that has been a huge benefit to my customers. It's a more recent thing for me, and it does allow me to ensure I have a lot of customers now since COVID who have they're getting vacation homes in Pennsylvania, in the Poconos and things like that. So I'm able to assist with that as well. So I think that it's the same personalized service that we've always had, but I'm able to assist customers, all across this whole area that I'm licensed in virtually.
So that's a great benefit for you as an agent and an owner
Mhm.
operator. You have the license and you can service your clients in different states, and you don't have to connect them with somebody that they don't know.
Mhm.
Great. Um, what would your customers say that they love most about you or your business? And I think you've said it without saying it, but I'm going to ask that question.
I would say that one of the biggest things, one of the biggest benefits, honestly, of any State Farm agent is that when you call in, you're not calling into a call center. It's not an 800 number that you're calling into. You're calling in and you're getting the same group of people picking up your phone. The customers that we have, they get to know us and we get to know them. So we're talking to them. Some customers like to call in on a daily basis. And sometimes it does feel like they're calling in just to kind of catch up with us, which is great because that personalized customer experience, that's why I got into this, because these agents get to know their customers and I get to know my customers. My team gets to know them, and we provide really just an unparalleled level of customer service to everybody.
What's interesting is when I first started to work with your agency, and I called that 888 number, right? I thought it was the main hub of a State Farm, and I was going to get a customer service agent somewhere in the country. And when I said, "Oh, am I speaking with her office?" and they said yes, I think I was very taken aback at first. And I remember that I said, "Wow, I'm really connecting with an office that has
Mhm.
my policy at hand and knows that I'm a customer right here in on Long Island."
Mhm.
So that's a good point. You're not just calling into an 800 number of an ancillary office, but you do provide
Absolutely.
that after hours, right?
We do. So you don't even have to call the 800 number. You call my office after hours and it automatically forwards to our 24-hour customer care center, where we have a full staff of licensed employees who are going to be able to assist you with anything that you need during the times when our office is closed. So, I do know that there are some customers who get concerned about that. Well, if you are a, 9 to 6 kind of business, then what do I do if I pick up my car at a dealership after 6 o'clock, or I get involved in an accident? Do I have to wait till the next day? Absolutely not. You call in, the people on the other end are able to take care of everything, and they are all vetted with the same, high standards that State Farm has for every employee. We have a team of 48,000 employees at State Farm. They're all absolutely fantastic. So,
Well, good information, Kelly. I mean, things that I didn't know, and I'm sure that the information you're delivering, most people don't know. They just know what they know when they need it, right?
mhm.
So
Absolutely.
there's a whole array of things that I can explore with you as a business owner, as a homeowner, as the needs arise, which is terrific to know. I really
Mhm.
appreciate you sharing this information with me and the communities. And that's what it's all about, getting the word out, helping serve the community with the beautiful way that you do it and a personal touch. Would
Thank you,
you?
Lisa.
Yes, absolutely. And I would like you to please give anyone who's watching the easiest way to reach you, if you would just let us know how to do that.
Absolutely. So you can call the office. That's 631-629-4100. You can email me, Kelly at Agent Kelly S. You can also text the office number. I get those text messages right to my phone. So if you text that same number, 631-629-4100, I will see that right away. You can also go on my agent website, the Kelly at Agent Kelly, agentkellys.com, and you can send me a message straight through there. So many ways to get in touch with me.
So very easy, very simple. They'll always reach you, and you'll know that they need some help or assistance.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm.
Right. Is there anything you want to say before we close today?
I would say something. So if there's people watching this who you currently have your auto insurance, your homeowner's insurance, different types of policies, make sure that you're taking advantage of all the discounts that are available to you. I do find when I talk to customers coming from other companies, they're not necessarily taking care of taking advantage of all the discounts that you have. Your New York State accident prevention discount. State Farm has a great new program called Drive Safe and Save. It empowers drivers to personalize your auto premium based on how you drive. The discount for that is up to 30%. So really just make sure that when you're talking to whoever you have your insurance with, that you're making sure that you have everything there that should be there. And also make sure that you have life insurance, because you don't want to end with your family that you work so hard to support having to set up a GoFundMe to take care of the expenses. So those are my two things.
Those are good takeaways. Thank you.
Mhm.
And again, Kelly Schumacher, State Farm Insurance. Please reach out to her. She's a wealth of information. You can always call her for a second opinion or a second quote, right, Kelly?
Absolutely. Yes.
That's great. And it's
And
always a good idea.
I'll just say, I'm not going to always be the most competitive, but I will help you look through your policy, sit down for a full policy review. If we're not competitive, we're not competitive, but at least you go away knowing a little bit more about the policies that you have in place.
And that's the whole thing. Education
Mhm.
helps you make the right decisions. Thank you for your services that you offer people to help them in their life. And I'm Lisa Albanowski. I'm an associate broker with Signature Premier Properties, and I'm here to help with any of your real estate needs. Thank you so much, Kelly. You have a wonderful weekend and enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you,
Bye,
Lisa. You as well. Take care. Bye-bye.
bye now.